Done, drill sergeant?
Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You told me to, drill sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ! This is a new company record.
He had an intellectual disability, but in his drill sergeant's eyes, he was a genius. With an IQ of just 75, his life played out like a cheat code. As a kid, he taught a friend to dance. That friend copied his moves and became an overnight sensation. Turns out that guy was Elvis Presley. In school, bullies chased him everywhere, but he ran so fast that a football coach spotted him and got him a full ride to college. After graduation, he fought in Vietnam, saved half his platoon, and accidentally became a national hero. He casually invested in some fruit company and struck it rich. Later, he found out that company only sold apples. His name was Forrest Gump. His mama thought his back was too crooked, so she put him in leg braces, which made him wobble around when he walked. People always gave him funny looks. His mama could see the shame in Forrest's eyes, and whenever that happened, she'd always encourage him with patience.
You're the same as everybody else. You are no different.
But when it was time for Forrest to start school, the principal didn't mince words. Forrest was a special needs child. He couldn't attend public school.
Forrest is right here. The state requires a minimum IQ of 80 to attend public school. He's gonna have to go to special school.
To get Forrest into a regular school, his mama decided to make a sacrifice.
There must be something can be done.
Is that Mr. Gump? Mrs. Gump?
He's on vacation.
That night, she successfully convinced the principal.
Your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Forrest had no idea what just happened. He just felt like the principal wasn't a good man, so he mimicked the man's noises to vent his anger. After the principal left, Forrest suddenly asked his mama what it meant that his daddy was on vacation.
Vacation's when you go somewhere and you don't ever come back.
Forrest didn't know what his daddy looked like. He just knew his mama had a big old house, filled with boarders from all over the country, with the rent money coming in. The two of them got by just fine. One day, a young man with a guitar showed up. Forrest did a little dance in his leg braces. The guy used his moves and blew up overnight, and he became a superstar. On the first day of school, Forrest stumped the bus driver too. He just stood at the door and wouldn't get on.
Are you coming along?
Mama said not to be taking rides from strangers.
This is the bus to school.
Forrest thought for a moment and said,
I'm Forrest Gump.
I'm Dorothy Harris.
Well, now we ain't strangers anymore.
The driver couldn't help but find Forrest adorable, but the other kids on the bus gave him dirty looks. They thought he looked stupid, so nobody would let him sit down. Just when he had nowhere to go, the sweetest voice he'd ever heard spoke up.
You can sit here if you want.
Noticing Forrest was a little different, the girl asked,
Are you stupid or something? Mama says stupid as stupid does.
From that day on, Jenny became his only friend. They were inseparable, thick as thieves, but the strange thing was, Jenny never wanted to go home.
Just stay a little longer.
Turns out Jenny lost her mother young. Her father was a mean drunk who constantly hurt her. Forrest didn't understand any of it. He thought her father loved her a lot because he saw the awful things her dad did. It cast a dark shadow over Jenny's childhood, so she prayed to God, wishing she could turn into a bird and fly away. The farther the better, far from this living hell. Jenny's prayers didn't move God, but God did send the police. After her father was taken away, Jenny moved in with her grandma, which put her even closer to Forrest's house. She'd always wait for her grandma to fall asleep, then sneak over to Forrest's place, because as long as Forrest was there, she wasn't afraid of anything. Forrest never prayed to God, but miracles happened to him anyway. The neighborhood bullies always picked on Forrest. They threw rocks at him and called him stupid. When she saw Forrest wasn't going to fight back, Jenny yelled at him to run.
Run, Forrest, run!
The kids chased him on their bikes, and in that fateful moment, a fire that had been building up inside Forrest finally found a way out. He ran faster and faster, breaking free from those leg braces. In his eyes burned a hunger for freedom and the open road, without those braces holding him back. Forrest ran like the wind and left them all in the dust. The chains of the world can't hold down a free spirit. From then on, those three troublemakers became his unofficial training squad. Fast forward to high school, Forrest accidentally ran onto the football field during a chase and blew past every single player on the field. His running talent caught the eye of a coach on the sidelines.
Who in the hell is that?
And there's Forrest Gump. Just a local idiot.
With the coach's support, Forrest got into college on a sports scholarship and became a star player on the team. He didn't understand rules, and he knew nothing about plays. All he knew was when his teammates handed him the ball, he just ran as fast as he could, because nobody could ever catch him.
He must be the stupidest son of a bitch alive. But he sure is fast.
College life left Forrest pretty confused, because Jenny had gone down a completely different path. She had a boyfriend, and she was out all night. When Forrest saw her pinned down, he charged right over and taught him a lesson.
He doesn't know any better!
The boyfriend drove off in a rage. Jenny scolded Forrest for what he did. She didn't know Forrest only had eyes for her.
Brought you some chocolate. I'm Sorry.
Seeing Forrest soaked in the rain, Jenny's heart softened. She snuck him back to her dorm room, ready to be fully his. But this sweet fool had no clue what love was.
I think I ruined your roommate's bath.
Thanks to his outstanding play on the team, Forrest was selected for the All-American team. At the banquet, he drank 15 bottles of Dr. Pepper and embarrassed himself in front of the president.
Congratulations. How do you feel?
I got an A.
I believe he said he had to go pee.
College flew by in the blink of an eye. Watching her son on that stage, his mama cried tears of pride, along with his diploma. Forrest also received a military recruitment flyer. And just like that, his army life began.
Hello, I'm Forrest Gump.
Nobody gives a husky shit who you are, pussball. You're not even a low-life scum-sucking maggot. Get your faggoty ass on the bus. You're in the army now.
The scene felt awfully familiar to Forrest. Nobody on the bus wanted to sit with him. Just when he thought he'd done something wrong, Forrest's second friend, Bubba, showed up.
Sit down if you want to.
And just like that, Forrest arrived at boot camp.
What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius. That's the most outstanding answer I've ever heard. You must have a goddamn IQ of 160. You are goddamn gifted, Private Gump.
Forrest didn't find army life tough at all. In fact, it suited him perfectly. All he had to do was make his bed neat, stand up straight, and answer every question with,
Yes, drill sergeant!
Forrest was fascinated by how guns worked. He even broke the company record for fastest assembly.
Done, drill sergeant?
Go! Why did you put that weapon together so quickly, Gump?
You tell me to, drill sergeant.
Jesus H. Christ. This is a new company record. If it wouldn't be a waste of such a damn fine enlisted men, I'd recommend you for OCS, Private Gump. You are going to be a general someday, Gump. Now, disassemble your weapon and continue.
As you might have noticed by now, Forrest's greatest strength was focus. He always threw himself completely into whatever he was doing. But Bubba's mind was never on the army. He said his family had always made their living shrimping, and after he got out, he wanted to buy a shrimp boat and change his life. One day during break, a fellow soldier tossed Forrest a magazine. He flipped open a page, and there was Jenny. Later, Forrest found out Jenny had been expelled for posing in some racy photos. That the school discovered, Jenny, who'd always dreamed of being a star, ended up singing at a bar. In a way, you could say, she did get her dream of being on stage. Forrest always snuck in to watch her perform. But this time, he saw some guy trying to harass her. Seeing the girl he loved being mistreated, Forrest did what he did 5 years ago. Charged right in and beat them up. But once again, just like last time, Jenny pushed him away. Faced with her anger, Forrest gathered his courage and said,
I can't help it. I love you.
But Jenny, who didn't know what love was, just said,
You don't know what love is.
Jenny flagged down a car, ready to leave. That's when Forrest told her he was about to ship out to Vietnam. So she ran back and told him,
Just if you're ever in trouble, don't try to be brave. You just run, okay? Just run away.
Okay. Jenny, I write you all the time.
After Jenny left, Forrest went home to say goodbye to his mama. Then he and Bubba were shipped off to Vietnam. There, he met Lieutenant Dan, who came from a long line of soldiers. His ancestors had died in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and both World Wars. Lieutenant Dan was fully prepared to die with honor too. The GIs there had all the barbecue and beer they could want. But the unpredictable Vietnamese weather was brutal. Forrest and Bubba really suffered out there. Every chance he got, Forrest wrote letters to Jenny back home. But all Bubba could think about was shrimp.
Man, I'm telling you, 50-50. And hey, folks, all the shrimp you can eat.
The rain that had fallen for months stopped just like that. The moment the sun came up, gunfire erupted. Their squad had walked into an ambush. The enemy fire was overwhelming. Lieutenant Dan ordered a retreat. Bubba screamed at Forrest to run, but he just stood there, frozen, until Lieutenant Dan pulled him up, and Forrest finally snapped out of it. He remembered Jenny's words, and he ran. He blew past one soldier after another. The first one out of the danger zone, but when he turned around, Bubba was nowhere to be found.
Bubba was my best good friend. I had to make sure that he was okay.
So Forrest turned right back to find Bubba along the way. He heard his brothers crying out when he saw wounded soldiers. Forrest couldn't just leave them behind. He carried them out one by one. Lieutenant Dan, who was calling in an airstrike, was also carried out by Forrest against his will. Even when something bit him in the butt, Forrest didn't stop running.
I didn't ask you to pull me out of there, goddamn you. Where the hell you think you're going?
Get Bubba.
I got an airstrike inbound right now. They're gonna nape the whole area. Gump, you stay here, goddammit! That's an order!
I gotta find Bubba!
Forrest went back in one more time and pulled Bubba out, only to find he was barely hanging on. Before he died, Bubba said something Forrest would never forget.
I want to go home.
Bubba was my best good friend. And even I know that ain't something you can find just around the corner. Bubba was gonna be a shrimp and boat captain, but instead he died right there by that river in Vietnam.
Forrest got shot in the butt, but didn't get any real compensation. He later learned the thing that jumped up and bit him was a bullet. But Forrest actually felt pretty happy right then, because there was all the ice cream he could eat. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Dan, who'd lost both legs, was miserable.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
Then Forrest received a stack of letters. He thought they were from Jenny, but on closer look, they'd all been returned by the post office. Jenny had no permanent address. She was always on the move, drifting with the anti-war hippie crowd. While recovering in the hospital, one offhand comment from a soldier led Forrest to discover his gift for ping pong.
Now the secret to this game is, no matter what happens, never, ever take your eye off the ball.
He picked it up instantly, and the other guys were impressed.
See, any idiot can play.
From there, things just snowballed. He became the undisputed ping-pong king of the ward. One night, Lieutenant Dan dragged a sleeping Forrest out of bed. He resented Forrest for saving his life.
You listen to me. We all have a destiny. Nothing just happens. It's all part of a plan. I should have died out there with my men, but now I'm nothing but a goddamn cripple, a legless freak. Look at me. See that? Do you know what it's like not to be able to use your legs?
Yes, sir, I do.
Did you hear what I said? You cheated me. I had a destiny. I was supposed to die in the field with honor. That was my destiny, and you cheated me out of it.
We all have a destiny, that's for sure. But what he didn't realize was that Forrest showing up was part of his destiny too. He just couldn't accept the grief of losing his legs.
I was Lieutenant Dan Taylor.
You still Lieutenant Dan.
The next day, Forrest found out he'd been awarded the Medal of Honor. He wanted to share the good news with Lieutenant Dan, but he'd already been transferred. Back in the States, the president personally awarded Forrest the medal and warmly welcomed him.
I understand you were wounded. Where were you hit?
In the buttocks, sir.
Oh, that must be a sight. I'd like to see that.
A little surprised, but Forrest went along with it.
Oh, damn, son.
Forrest walked his mama back to the hotel, then went out for a stroll on his own. But an anti-war group pulled him right into their rally, and by some twist of fate, pushed him up on stage to speak.
Well, there's only one thing I can say about the war in Vietnam.
Just as he was about to describe the real war, an officer in the crowd yanked the microphone cable. By the time someone found the problem and plugged it back in, Forrest had already finished talking.
That's it.
That's all I have to say about that.
Good thing I was there that day. I remember exactly what Forrest said. Sometimes when people go to Vietnam, they come home without their legs. Sometimes they don't come home at all. That's a bad thing. The host heard every word, just like I did. At his urging, Forrest, a freshly decorated war hero, got a taste of being an anti-war leader too. In front of tens of thousands of people, Forrest found his true love once again. Jenny introduced Forrest to her friends, but her new boyfriend slapped her right in front of everyone. Something snapped in Forrest. He charged in and wiped the floor with the guy. After getting kicked out of the group, Jenny was still defending her boyfriend, so Forrest took the chance to tell her how he felt.
He doesn't mean it when he does things like this. He doesn't.
I would never hurt you, Jenny.
I know you wouldn't, Forrest.
I wanted to be your boyfriend.
Brave as he was, Forrest didn't get an answer. Because Jenny had spent all these years on the road, chasing some vague idea of freedom. They talked all night. But Jenny still had to go, so Forrest took off his medal and gave it to her.
Forrest, I can't keep this.
I got it. Just by doing what you told me to do.
Why are you so good to me?
You're my girl.
I'll always be your girl.
Jenny leaving again was inevitable. because at that point, they were on opposite sides. Jenny was a symbol of the anti-war movement, and Forrest was a decorated war hero. They were destined to miss each other. Forrest went back to the army, dazzling wounded veterans. With his incredible ping-pong skills, he even represented the U.S. in ping-pong diplomacy with China. As his fame grew, the media invited him to appear on a show alongside John Lennon. After the taping, Forrest bumped into Lieutenant Dan, who now looked like a total wreck, living off government checks and drinking all day. He blamed God for everything. It happened to be Christmas Eve. Forrest took him to a bar to ring in the new year. He told Dan about his promise to Bubba. After the war, they'd buy a boat and go shrimping. Now that Bubba was gone, Forrest would be the captain. He said once he had the money, he'd make good on that promise. Lieutenant Dan, bitter and broken, laughed and called it nonsense. He even made a promise of his own. He said if Forrest ever became a shrimp boat captain, he'd be his first mate.
If you're ever a shrimp boat captain, that's the day I'm an astronaut.
Lieutenant Dan brought 2 girls over for Forrest, but they mocked Forrest and called him stupid. That set Lieutenant Dan off. He exploded and threw them both out. Forrest tried to help Dan up after he fell, but Dan pushed him away. He did resent Forrest, but he couldn't stand anyone else picking on him.
I guess Lieutenant Dan figured there's some things you just can't change. He didn't want to be called crippled, just like I didn't want to be called stupid.
Happy New Year, Gump.
A month later, Forrest and the ping-pong team were invited back to the White House to meet the president. Staying at the Watergate Hotel, he spotted people breaking into the building opposite them, so he immediately called security. And just like that, the Watergate scandal broke wide open. The president was forced to resign, and Forrest got an early discharge. When he got home, he realized playing ping-pong against China had made him famous. His mama had lined up a paddle endorsement deal, earning him $25,000. Then, he went to Bubba's hometown to visit his family, and used every cent he had to buy a shrimp boat. To keep his promise to Bubba, Forrest tried his hand at shrimping, but after days of trying, he only caught 5 shrimp. The old man who sold him the boat asked why he hadn't named it. A boat with a name brings good luck, he said. So Forrest picked up a brush and painted the most beautiful name in the world, Jenny, but by then, Jenny had hit rock bottom. She fell in with the wrong people, got into things she never should have touched, and almost lost all hope. Not long after, Forrest spotted a familiar face at the dock. Lieutenant Dan had kept his word and came to be his first mate. Though once on board, he looked more like a pirate. With Lieutenant Dan on his side, Forrest felt confident, but the shrimping industry was already oversaturated. 2 guys with 0 experience came back empty-handed every time.
How are we gonna find them?
Well, maybe you should just pray for shrimp.
Lieutenant Dan meant to mock Forrest, but it turned out he really did go to church every Sunday. One day they headed out as usual, and still caught nothing.
Where the hell's this God of yours?
It's funny Lieutenant Dan said that, because right then, God showed up.
Be careful what you wish for. A massive storm hit the sea almost instantly. Maybe his words really did tick off the Almighty. Forrest was scared half to death, but Lieutenant Dan did the exact opposite. He climbed up the mast, determined to go toe-to-toe with God himself. The next morning, the news reported a devastating hurricane. Hundreds of shrimp boats were destroyed. The only one still floating on the water was Forrest's. With no competition left, even with no experience, they hauled in shrimp by the boatload. They expanded, bought 12 boats, all named Jenny, and founded the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, making a fortune. And that's when Lieutenant Dan finally said the thank you he'd owed Forrest all along.
I never thanked you for saving my life.
Yeah, being alive is what matters. What good is glory if you're dead? The lieutenant dove into the ocean. In that moment, he was finally free. He'd finally found his peace. Everyone has a destiny of their own. Forrest was no exception, just as their business was booming. Forrest got the news that his mama was dying. His face fell, but his mama was calm as ever.
I'm dying, Forrest.
She told him to sit down, and in that way she had since he was little. She explained what destiny was.
Death is just a part of life. Something we're all destined to do. I didn't know it, but I was destined to be your mama. I did the best I could.
You did good.
Well, I happen to believe you make your own destiny. You have to do the best with what God gave you.
What's my destiny, Mom?
You're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. Life is a box of chocolates, Forrest. You never know what you're gonna get.
His mama put it in the simplest way possible. Life is full of surprises and curveballs. Cherish the moment. Enjoy every second of it, because any moment could bring something wonderful or challenging. Life really is like a box of chocolates, and Forrest got the sweetest one of all. Lieutenant Dan invested the shrimping profits into some little company. Forrest thought the logo of a half-bitten apple meant it was a fruit stand. From then on, money was never a problem. Forrest remembered what his mama always said, and gave what he didn't need to charity. He even gave part of the shrimp company shares to Bubba's mama. After his mama passed, Forrest lived alone in the big old house, but something always felt missing. Then one day, the Jenny he'd been thinking about finally came back.
Hello, Jenny.
Jenny stood before the old cabin she'd grown up in, and the horrible memories came flooding back.
How can you do this?
This place was pure hell. This place had destroyed her life, and there was nothing she could have done about it. At least now she still had Forrest. They were inseparable again, just like when they were kids. Jenny gave Forrest a beautiful pair of running shoes, and Forrest decided to give Jenny something precious in return.
Will you marry me? I'd make a good husband, Jenny.
You would, Forrest.
But you won't marry me.
You don't want to marry me.
Why don't you love me, Jenny? I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
Jenny didn't answer, not because she didn't love him, but because she felt she was no longer worthy of him. That night, Jenny came to Forrest's room and slept beside him, just like they used to as children. But the next morning, Jenny was gone. She'd left the medal behind. Staring at the empty room, Forrest stood there for the longest time. He couldn't figure out what he'd done wrong, so he laced up the running shoes Jenny gave him, put on the red cap from his shrimp boat, and just started running for no reason at all. He ran past the roads of his childhood, through the little town he knew so well, thinking maybe he could run across all of Greenbow County. Once he'd done that, he figured he might as well run across all of Alabama. And so, he ran all the way to the ocean at Santa Monica, then turned around and ran to the other coast. Forrest never stopped. He slept when he was tired, ate when he was hungry, and eventually ran clear across America. The news picked up his story, and Jenny recognized him on TV. As the story spread, more and more people started following him. They thought it was some kind of statement, and came looking for answers. Forrest just stepped right over some junk on the road. A bumper sticker guy nearby nearly jumped out of his skin. But for Forrest, it was nothing special. That's when the guy came up with a perfect bumper sticker slogan. A t-shirt guy wanted to put Forrest's face on his merchandise. A truck drove by and splashed mud all over Forrest's face. The guy handed Forrest a t-shirt to wipe off and accidentally invented the smiley face t-shirt, making himself a fortune. After 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours, Forrest finally stopped because he finally understood what his mama had told him. To move forward, you've got to let go of the past. So he turned around and told everyone,
I'm pretty tired. Think I'll go home now.
Not long after Forrest got home, he got a letter from Jenny. He went to the address on the envelope and found her. All these years, she'd been working a steady job. She'd saved every newspaper clipping about Forrest, and she'd been raising a child.
His name's Forrest.
Like me.
I named him after his daddy.
He got a daddy named Forrest, too?
You're his daddy, Forrest.
Forrest was terrified, like a kid caught doing something wrong. He was afraid the boy might have the same problems he did. It wasn't until Jenny told him the boy was smart that he finally let out a breath and worked up the nerve to sit down next to his son. Knowing her time was running out, Jenny finally came clean to Forrest. Her reckless years had left her with a terminal illness.
Would you marry me, Forrest?
Okay.
Forrest and Jenny went back to Greenbow County and got married. Lieutenant Dan came too with his fiancée. He had brand new legs now.
Titanium alloy.
Seeing his old war buddy marry the love of his life, the lieutenant was genuinely happy for him. Jenny's condition had already reached the final stage. Forrest stayed with her through every last moment. After Jenny passed, Forrest had her father's house bulldozed and buried her under the tree where they used to play as kids. Then he asked her one question, the most important question of the whole story.
I don't know if Mama was right, or if it's Lieutenant Dan. I don't know if we each have a destiny, or if we're all just floating around accidental like on a breeze. But I think maybe it's both. Maybe both is happening at the same time. I miss you, Jenny.
Are we bound by fate, or is everything just random? Forrest and Jenny were childhood sweethearts, but growing up they went in completely opposite directions. Jenny lost her mother young, and her father was a monster. Scarred from childhood, she came of age just as the country was in turmoil, joining countless young people in the streets as a hippie, chasing something that could never be found. She drifted wherever life took her. Jenny's life seemed written in the stars, but Forrest was the complete opposite, a crooked spine since birth. An IQ of just 75, yet he achieved one incredible thing after another. The textbook definition of the American dream. The American dream says you can take control of your own destiny, and Forrest did exactly that, through pure grit and willpower, rewriting his fate time and time again. He reached the top, achieved financial freedom, but when it came to love, he and Jenny kept missing each other. So in this game of life, there really are no right answers. At the end of the story, Forrest sees his son off to school. He stands up like he wants to say something, but the words catch in his throat.
I want to tell you I love you.
I love you too, Daddy.
You understand this is the bus to the school now, don't you?
Of course, and you were Dorothy yours, and I'm Forrest Gump.
1,000 people, 1,000 interpretations. Many say Forrest Gump is an anti-intellectual fantasy. A man with an IQ of 75 could never make it in the real world. But think about it. His focus, his drive, his willingness to just do it. Those are things most of us lack. He got into college because a coach happened to see how fast he ran. He became a war hero because he went back to save his brothers. He became a millionaire because he kept a promise to his best friend. Forrest never said he wanted to be somebody special. When fame and fortune came, he didn't feel all that happy about it. He gave most of his money to charity and ended up mowing lawns for free and felt perfectly content. Forrest barely showed emotion. He only lit up for the people he cared about. His only true friend Bubba died far from home. At the peak of his success, his mama passed away. Over the years, he and Jenny kept finding each other, only to part again. Her childhood had broken something inside her. She didn't believe she deserved Forrest. That's why she always ran away when they finally got married. All that was left was borrowed time. A feather appears at both the beginning and the end of the story. In this life, we never know which roads we'll walk, which people we'll meet, what sights we'll see, or what twists and turns the story will take. Maybe we all have a destiny, or maybe it's all just chance. But as long as you give it everything you've got, even if the ending isn't what you hoped for, remember what Forrest's mama said, you've got to put the past behind you before you can move on. May you find your purpose in life and have the courage to be yourself.